Podcast. Pauli.
Welcome to your deep dive. Today we're parked squarely in Bundesliga territory, I guess you could say. Yeah, we're diving into Borussia Dortmund versus FC St. Pauli.
Mm.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most glamorous matchup.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, your notes on this game, they have hidden gem written all over them.
Okay.
We're talking near misses, some really controversial calls, and one goal. You'll definitely want to hear about this one.
Well, what's really fascinating about this game, at least for FC St. Pauli, it wasn't about, a guaranteed win. This was about proving a point, I think. And their performance, even in the face of some really tough calls, speaks volumes about their resilience, I guess you could say, and tactical awareness, especially going up against a team like Dortmund.
Okay, so set the scene for us.
Okay.
Your notes, you mentioned St. Pauli's game plan going in.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't necessarily to blow Dortmund out of the water. It was more like make them work for it, make them work for every inch.
Absolutely. St. Pauli came in with a very clear defensive strategy. Think, deep lines, a compact formation. Basically, they were forming a wall to absorb Dortmund's attacks, which, let's be honest, is a classic underdog tactic. It's designed to frustrate a team that thrives on speed, thrives on space.
And how did that play out against Dortmund's, offensive firepower? Because let's be honest, this is a team known for its attacking prowess.
It was incredibly effective initially. Dortmund, they like to play fast, transition quickly, and find those gaps to exploit. St. Pauli took that away. They forced them into these long-range shots or these overly intricate passing sequences, not exactly their comfort zone.
But despite that really strong start, it's Dortmund who gets on the scoreboard first.
Yeah.
Does this mean that St. Pauli's wall just crumbles?
Not so fast. Your notes mention a very particular and let's just say controversial moment. Kielavogi's disallowed goal. It looked for all the world like St. Pauli had drawn first blood, but the linesman thought otherwise.
Oh, yes. I've got that flagged in my notes. Even on the replay, it looked so incredibly close. What's the expert analysis?
See, this is where it gets really, really interesting, and I'd say a bit frustrating.
Yep.
We're in the age of VAR, the video assistant referee, for those unfamiliar, which is supposed to provide clarity on those razor-thin decisions. But even with the technology, there's still an element of human interpretation.
So are we saying St. Pauli got robbed?
I wouldn't go that far,
Right.
But it was definitely a turning point. Imagine the psychological impact on St. Pauli, thinking they've taken the lead, only to have it ripped away by a call that even with, those digitally drawn lines on the replay, those calibrated lines, it remains debatable.
It does make you think, though. The age of instant replays and, slow motion analysis, are we losing some of the raw emotion, the acceptance of human error that was part of the game for so long?
It's a question that continues to divide opinion in the world of football.
Yeah.
But back to the game at hand, this controversial call seemed to energize Dortmund.
And shortly after, they find the back of the net.
They do.
Tell us about Ben Sebaini's goal just before halftime.
Okay, so picture this. This is a classic example of a goal that is so much harder to defend against than it looks.
Okay.
Imagine you're the defender. You see Ben Sebaini, who started the play, by the way, way back in his own half. He's making this late run into the box, and you're trying to track the ball in the air. You've got to mark your man, and suddenly there he is, rising above everyone to head it home. Textbook, yet devastatingly effective.
The kind of goal that leaves you wondering what you could have done differently.
Exactly.
So at this point, St. Pauli is down, but they're not out.
Right.
Did they let this setback, this really tough call, this goal against them, break their spirit?
Not a chance. And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling.
Right.
We're about to see FC St. Pauli dig deep and produce a moment of magic. The second half is really where we see FC St. Pauli's, fighting spirit on full display. They could have easily crumbled, after that unlucky call and then Dortmund scoring. But instead, come out swinging.
They come out swinging. And how? This is where my notes go from tactical analysis to just sheer awe.
Yeah.
We need to talk about this Eric Smith goal.
Oh, absolutely. This wasn't just a goal. This was a statement.
Yeah.
The substitute, Scott Banks, deserves a lot of credit for setting it up.
Yeah.
Weaving through defenders, keeping that play alive.
Yeah.
But then the ball falls to Smith.
Yeah.
Who unleashes this rocket of a shot from way outside the box.
My notes, I just wrote unstoppable.
It's the kind of goal that leaves, even seasoned commentators speechless, the technique, the power,
right,
the sheer audacity of it. It was a goal worthy of winning any game.
But there's a but here, isn't there?
Always.
Because, of course, it wouldn't be this match without another VAR controversy.
You're telling me, so the goal stands,
Okay.
but the replays show a St. Pauli player in a potentially offside position during the build-up.
It's like, again, we're talking like millimeters.
Oh my gosh.
Split seconds. And a judgment call that could have gone either way.
I'm sensing a theme here, like the football gods were just determined to test FC St. Pauli at every turn.
Oh, yeah.
They have a goal unfairly taken away.
Yep.
They score this like screamer that almost gets disallowed.
Yeah.
They're still trailing. How do they respond?
This is where, their resilience really shines through.
Okay.
They don't let these setbacks completely derail their game plan.
Right.
They continue to press. They're looking for that equalizer. And honestly, they nearly find it on several occasions.
My notes mention a particularly agonizing miss by Dewey Gasha in the dying minutes.
Oh, tell me about it.
Tell us about that.
Talk about being inches away from glory.
Yeah.
A beautifully crafted attack, pinpoint cross.
Yeah.
And Dewey Gasha, who, by the way, had been a constant threat all game.
Yes, he was.
Just can't quite get enough on the header.
Yeah.
And it goes agonizingly wide.
The kind of miss that leaves you wondering, what if? Exactly. And that's football for you, right?
Right.
All the planning, all the tactics, the individual brilliance. And sometimes it comes down to a matter of centimeters.
It really does.
It's true.
This match is shaping up to be a masterclass in both, like, tactical awareness and just the unpredictable nature of this sport.
Totally.
It feels like even though they didn't come away with a win, St. Pauli really proved a point.
Absolutely. They demonstrated that they can go toe-to-toe with a team like Dortmund.
Yeah.
Even on, let's just say, an off day. Even with, the rub of the green going against them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they might be considered the underdogs.
Yeah,
But they clearly have the heart of a lion.
they do.
Before we, crown FC St. Pauli the moral victors,
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to zoom out a little bit, consider the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It feels like this match really puts a spotlight on technology's role in football. It's changing things.
It really does. And it feels like every week there's another VAR debate.
Oh, tell me about it.
Did they get it right this time?
Yeah.
Did they get it wrong? It's like it's become a sport within a sport.
In a way, it really has. And this match, it was like a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you've got VAR. It's supposed to get rid of those really bad calls, the ones that are just totally clear and can change the whole game.
Right.
But like we saw with Gil Lavogi's disallowed goal, and then again with Smith's amazing goal, even with all the angles, the slow motion replays, you still have those judgment calls.
Yeah. It's like we're asking referees to become robots. Well, come on, they're human. Under a ton of pressure.
Exactly. And I think that's something important to take away from all this. Technology can help, for sure, but it can't replace the human element. Good or bad, it's part of the game.
It really makes you think about how everyone has to adapt, not just the players and the coaches, but the officials too. Every decision they make is under a microscope.
And that brings us back to FC St. Pauli. Even with those VAR calls going against them, they kept their cool. They never really lost their focus,
Absolutely. They could have just fallen apart after those tough breaks.
Yeah.
But it seemed like they used it as motivation. Watching their resilience was pretty inspiring, actually. Says a lot about their coach, I think.
Couldn't agree more. Honestly, this match was a win for FC St. Pauli, even though they didn't get the win. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
They showed they've got the tactical smarts, that never give up attitude. It's promising for the rest of their season, that's for sure.
They definitely left their mark on that pitch. So, to everyone listening who might be thinking, why am I invested in this Borussia Dortmund versus FC St. Pauli match? Not exactly, for the history books.
Right.
But it was never just about the final score. This is about how teams are using tactics in new ways, how technology and the human side of the game are figuring each other out. And more than anything, it was about a team that just refused to give up, that fighting spirit.
You said it perfectly. And that's what makes football and these deep dives so interesting. Even in a loss, there's stuff to learn, stories to uncover. There's something kind of beautiful about the struggle itself.
Couldn't have had it better myself. That's our deep dive for today, a match that really had it all.
It did.
We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never stop diving deeper.
Pauli Pop Podcast. Pauli Pop.